First observation of the USA SD70 being converted to the AirWire SD70 drop-in board with an onboard battery. And as you can see, the battery is mounted in the rear. The rear weight has been removed. And the center, we have the Phoenix board. And then a little and towards the front, we have the AirWire SD70 drop-in board. Very neat installation. It does require, over on this side, drilling out the old switches that are there and make an opening for the charge jack. The sound switch is used for power in order to turn the AirWire drop-in on. At this part of the video, we're going to be replacing the AirWire SD70 drop-in board and the Phoenix P8 sound system with the new RailPro LM3S-G locomotive module. In this one module, you get the control system, the radio system, and the sound system in this one single piece, and that will get installed over here, and we will be removing the Phoenix and the drop-in AirWire. Also over here, what we'll be doing is we'll be updating the 14.8 volt battery with an 18.5. It's a 7 amp, this is a 6.8 amp, so essentially the runtime will be about the same. With dual motors pulling a big train is a big engine. I found that the speed at 18.5 is a little more realistic for this engine. Now, the benefit of the AirWire board is it's a single drop-in, and the makes it easier for reconnecting the lighting, because they just plug back into the respective sockets, and it does make it easier for those who are going to do a self-install, so that this way you don't have to be concerned with rewiring the lights. Other than that, I think using the RailPro board will make the installation just as easy. Another observation is on the Phoenix, you have to mount a programming jack, so you are drilling a hole into the fuel tank. And then you would just have your two wires to the speaker. On the RailPro, you would have your two wires to the speaker. And then you have power, two wires, and those just plug into the board on the AirWire again. And then you have your DCC connecting wire, and that's talks how the Phoenix would then talk to the AirWire for your triggers. In comparing the AirWire to the RailPro, on this end they do use the screw terminals, so that the power feed from your battery, we provide an on-off switch. It would connect into what they call the Trek left and right rail inputs. Out to the motors, what we would do then is the two conductor wires that come from each of the motor blocks, I would actually reuse one of these connectors and connect the front and rear motor blocks together, and that then would enter right under here under these screw terminals. There are actually two motor outputs, so depending on where you mount the RailPro board, you could just take this end and connect it into motor 2, take this end and connect it into motor 1. On this end of the RailPro, we have the orange and green wire, which would go to the speaker, and that could either be soldered directly to the speaker, or you could splice it into the speaker wires. Right, the other cables that are on here, there are 6 output wires, and you would have a to your front headlight, you would have blue to the rear. The next 4 wires would be used to hook up to cab lights, number boards, or ditch lights. And when you would do this, this is where you would have to splice into the connectors that are provided by the USA trains to go to your respective lights. The AirWire board was held in with 3 screws. We have this one here, and a little one down there, which makes it easy to install. And you would just lift it off. Now you can see why there had to be a hole drilled into the frame, and that was for the charging jack to go through. And then again, this switch is used for power, and not quite sure what this switch is used for, and it just fits right down in like that. You'll also notice that the Phoenix has now been removed, and we will now continue on installing the RailPro module.